You boys ready? Is the peanut gallery ready?
The peanut gallery is ready.
Boo.
Whoa.
Jeez, brother.
That's
The peanut gallery in no way
We're a tough crowd. Sorry, Katie.
I've noticed.
We apologize. I forgot to get tomatoes though, so you'll be fine.
Oh my gosh.
Appreciate it, Cole.
We had red sauce.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Okay, go ahead, go for it.
This year has been a hard year. Our
Wait a minute,
presidential...
they're still yakking. Hush.
I heard.
All right, go ahead.
This year has been a hard year. Our presidential election of 2020 ended with a dictator sitting in the White House. So before you get trapped in the devastating confines of crippling debt and life as a dictator's subjects, you should go on a summer vacation to Cueva de los Cristales. Cueva de los Cristales, which is directly translated to Cave of Crystals, the place where strength meets beauty. But don't let that boring name fool you. It is Daredevil Central with excitement and extreme conditions. The Cueva de los Cristales is located 980 feet below the surface of the Nica mines in the Mexican state of Chihuahua, like the dog. This is the perfect spot to get away from the problems of the new American government. It is right there, where the red thing is, and you know, the name.
Thanks, Katie. I wouldn't have known without you.
Before you pack up and leave for your trip, this is just some background information so that you can show the locals you are more than the stereotypical ignorant Americans. The amazing Cave of Crystals was found in the year 2000 by two Mexican miners working for Industrias Pinoles. Their names have been lost in translation over the 1,000 years since the cave's discovery. These two miners also found it completely flooded and it had to be pumped out before anybody could venture inside. The water is actually the whole reason the crystals formed in the first place. Over time, groundwater and fresh water, from rain for example, slowly began to mix. Geologists estimate that the columns in Cueva de los Cristales may have taken 500,000 years to reach their current lengths of several meters. When the crystals were measured in the early 21st century, the longest was 39 feet. Unfortunately, based on the time it took for the crystal to grow to be 39 feet, they would only be about 1 foot longer if you went to visit today. They would be 40 feet long. That is about the height of a 4-story building. Although it was reflooded in the year 2017 to allow the crystals to continue to grow, it was drained in the year 3019 to be enjoyed by the public. Now, here is some info that you should know before you go. This site has somewhat extreme technologies that are extreme conditions that our modern technology has compensated for. But it also has some amazing perks. There is an active magma chamber that resides only 3 to 4 miles below the surface. This causes the inside temperature to reside at 150 degrees Fahrenheit.
Whoa.
When the cave was discovered, technology was so primitive that a human could only survive for about 10 minutes without assistance and only 30 minutes with an air-conditioned suit. The reason for this short-lived survival time was because your lungs were the coolest, temperature-wise, object in the cave, which meant that water would condense on the inside lining of a human's lungs and the person would drown from the inside out. Now, you don't need to worry about this. Since we all have mechanical lungs anyway to filter out the smog, you do not have to worry about water condensing and drowning you. And the cooling chemicals we have put into our bodies so that we don't feel the effects of global warming will make it virtually impossible for you to get hot as you are visiting the Cueva de los Cristales. The Cave of Crystals also has a beauty rating of 4.6 out of 5. When you see pictures like this, it's hard to argue with that. Now that we have all that pesky information out of the way, let me tell you all the amazing things you and your family can do while in the Nica mines, other than the obvious running away from the newly elected American dictator.
Oh my word.
While the magma chamber originally made the cave unbearably hot, it can now be enjoyed as a sauna. Adults only, though. When The cave was discovered in 2000, and before it was flooded in 2017, it was only available to professional cavers and scientists studying the crystal formations. Now, you will have the opportunity to be the first tourist to visit ever. These crystals are also one of a kind and can be found nowhere else on this earth. Do you really want to pass up an opportunity to see this in real life?
Would you mind providing a scale for that? Like how large it is, or is it like something super
This one
small?
was 20 feet long.
Wow.
That's huge.
This agency has organized two different options for lodgings. In our mind, one of these options is much better than the other, but I'll let you decide. You can stay in one of the mini hotels above the mines in the city of Nika. We have the Hotel Onyx Suites with 2.5 stars, the Casa Paola with 3 stars, the Casa Grande Delicias with 3 stars, the Hotel Belleza with 2.5 stars, and finally, the Hotel Los Cedros Delicias with 3 stars. Or you could enjoy option 2. Option 2 is a private arrangement this agency has struck up with the mayor of Nika. You could stay in a hotel directly in the Cave of Crystals. I believe that this is the better option, especially if you are trying to build an apocalypse shelter. I won't blame you if you are. Obviously, you have to get to Nika to actually enjoy the safety and beauty of these caves. It is 1,555.4 miles from Atlanta to the Cave of Crystals. Since Mexico is on the border of America, you could drive there, but with gas prices at $5 a gallon, no one has the money to drive anywhere. So we suggest getting on one of these flights and hightailing it out of the country. Delta has an 8-hour, 20-minute connecting flight starting at $494. American Airlines has a 5-hour, 20-minute flight starting at $673. And United Airlines has a 5-hour, 30-minute connecting flight starting at $733 as well. The Sueva de los Cristales has everything you need. An escape from the American dictatorship, shelter from the upcoming apocalypse, adult-only saunas, and of course, one-of-a-kind ancient crystals. So go, have some fun this summer at the place where strength meets beauty before your world crumbles around you. And then here are all my...
Nice.
There.